Rigby picks up the rice in the church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near. Look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong?
Wow. Whoa. Wow. Eleanor Rigby and Father Mackenzie. Look at all the lonely people. Wow, what a topic taken up in the 60s perhaps by the Beatles. But who knew that this would become one of the foremost issues that would plague mankind in this century? Loneliness. With all the means of communication that exist, all the ways to get in touch with each other, and all the reasons to get in touch with each other, still loneliness is possibly the foremost issue that plagues the human race today. What a beautiful song. Such heavy use of the violin. I never expected this from the Beatles because they're essentially known as a rock and roll act, a rock and roll band. So I did not expect such a heavy use of violin. It reminds me so much of Extreme, which came possibly 30 years later with an album which had such heavy use of the violin. Rest in Peace, the album name was, if I'm not mistaken, by the Extreme. And wow, this has such great use of the violin. I wonder who in the Beatles actually plays the violin this well. Was it George Harrison? I'm assuming now it probably was George Harrison or Ringo Starr, because John Lennon and Paul McCartney, I'm assuming, were more busy on the guitar and vocals.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's one of the two, Ringo Starr and George
Could they
Harrison.
not have a guest?
Who knows? It would have been very popular because this
Yeah.
in the last song we saw the use of the violin.
Yeah,
And this
it's
song
not more like
wouldn't be the same without the violin. Violin is such an instrument that it just brings tears to your eyes at times. You know, it's one of the most emotional instruments. We really can't expect to go to a classical concert or any kind of classical music, Western classical music show without the violin being present or without violinists being there performing. It's such a beautiful instrument. I never knew. Actually, it's the first time I'm actually realizing now as an adult that the Beatles actually were pretty smart to use the violin so well for such an emotional song. What are your thoughts anyway on the words, the song, the way it was sung, the music, Kirti and Max? The Elvis versus Beatles fest.
Beatles.
It's 2-1. 2-1. Elvis 2, Beatles 1. But I think that's all going to change by the end of this reaction.
This is the first time, literally, I'm listening to Eleanor Rigby. We have had discussions about this song in the past. I'm not sure whether that was a cover that we reacted to or what.
I talked about it.
I think there was a reference.
I remember this Eleanor Rigby
Like
a lot for some
7
reason.
years or 8 years
But I didn't know it was this emotional.
but
I didn't know it had
it
this
was this
musical
sound.
side to it.
Exactly.
With the violin being so beautifully used.
something about the song, about the lyrics of it, or something. Our viewers and us, there was a discussion on it from some reaction that sparked it many years ago. But I never really got down to listening to Eleanor Rigby. Although I knew it was in, there used to be references of Eleanor Rigby in different other songs that over the time, and no wonder why people liked it. It's different, it's unique, and it literally touches upon something raw for humans. All of us are very happy or ignorant about the way we live our lives. It only matters, literally, when we are laid rest in peace. And that moment, it matters a lot whether you're a person, no matter how ignorant you are about social life and about things in your life, about people in your life. Everyone, for some reason, when they die, they want some people to miss them. They want some people to feel bad that
They
they are
want
gone.
some people to be there for their funeral.
Exactly, and they
I
want
mean, I've
some
watched
people.
so many shows about Japanese people, elderly people, and also Singapore in recent times on this wonderful channel called CNA. I've watched shows about it where elderly people don't want to die alone, and
Never.
unfortunately, they are. Many and more people in today's world, despite all the communication tools that we have and the easy ways to communicate with each other, despite all that, more and more elderly people are dying alone and dying in sheer loneliness.
And a recent movie that we all liked, in fact, was Rent. Only Rent, right?
Rental
Rent.
family.
Rental family.
Rent.
Rental family. Rent or rental family?
Rental Family, yeah.
Rental Family.
Starring Brendan Fraser.
Fraser. I mean, that Brendan Fraser has rebranded himself. If someone knows how to
From the
rebrand.
Mummy to
And no, from
also the
Tarzan.
Tarzan movie.
Yeah, George of the
really.
Jungle.
George of the Jungle to
I mean, he used to be my
such
favorite
great
as a
movies
kid.
like The Whale and now Rental Family.
Yeah, this guy is phenomenal. I mean, someone, if you have to act and continue to act at different ages, you have to learn it from Brendan Fraser's book, how you can reinvent yourself for each age. And he's doing it phenomenally well. It's not like Bruce Willis, who never understood that he's grown old. I mean, I loved him, but then he's grown old, and he should realize
He
that.
retired.
Hopefully, yeah. So this
He got the message.
I love him. I still love him. But yeah, he should have learned from Brendan Fraser. This movie, literally, people are willing to pay for their funeral. Like people are paying for their birthday parties and paying for their weddings.
Paying
and
for
things like-
guests to come to the
just,
funeral.
yeah, the guests that they want to organize for the funeral. We recently, actually, unfortunately, we had to attend someone's funeral who was part of the family, who died young. But it was, kind of satisfying to see that the kind of relationships that he had forged.
Yeah, the
in his
whole
lifetime,
church
it
was overflowing. with
Yeah,
people.
there were no seats.
It was a weekday evening. And
Afternoon, you have to say, not in the
afternoon,
evening.
weekday
yeah.
afternoon, 3,
Yeah.
3:30, yeah, right?
Yeah, two-
And the whole church was full. All because of this young man and all the work that he did in that community.
For the community,
And
really.
a community outside Mumbai, outskirts of Mumbai, a place, city called Panvel. So, I mean, I was shocked. I was really, really
I was-
touched.
yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
So while listening to Eleanor Rigby and Father Mackenzie, I literally immediately, got my memories fresh from that day. It was not too long ago, just last month that we visited, and the sermon and everything. It's so relatable. The song literally will remain evergreen and never
Yeah, I mean,
timeless.
this song talks about a person who's one side it's a woman named Eleanor Rigby who cleans up after people's weddings
Yeah, I know.
or something like that. And then when she died, it was literally again
No one there.
apart from Father Mackenzie. And Father Mackenzie also writing sermons as if there's going to be a crowd in the church, and no one's
there are
actually
hardly
attending.
any, yeah.
No one, possibly.
Probably one day
attending.
when he will
So it's like,
meet
and,
this
and this is
same
a true story of
fate.
millions of people. It's something written in the 60s probably by the Beatles, but it's so real even today.
This is real.
There's so many people whose whole life, even when they are working, because so many people work remotely or from home, that no one really notices them, no one really meets them, no one really spends time with them, and they literally are dying alone. And not just older people now. The shocking thing is here it's about two older people, I'm assuming. But it's also youngsters now who are
Lifetime of
actually
of
spending
maybe-
most of their lives alone. And it's such a shame. It's so sad. I mean, but at the same time, I don't have pity on them. It's the reality of today's world. What we have built ourselves, we have dug our own graves, quite literally, with the way we treat social media and the way we use it. What are your thoughts, Max, before lest we forget? Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles, heavy use of the violence, such a touching topic, two main characters.
Well,
How do you connect with it? What is your take on it?
it was fun to listen to the song, but I think the
It
song
was fun.
needs a yellow card.
Yellow card.
Maybe we need to deduct a point now.
What for?
Well, because it's very. You know why these people lonely in the first place? Not because they have no people around them, because they want quality time. They don't want people making fun of their loneliness and actually making them feel worse about it. This song actually is going to make lonely people feel worse now. We don't need people. You see, some of these people are lonely because they have no one actually cares about them. No one actually gives them attention.
Right.
And when the only attention they get is just people pointing finger and saying, you are, why are you so lonely? Why don't you just do something in your life? And everyone around them also thinks the same. That's why many people cannot get out of loneliness, because everyone around them thinks that it's actually stupid and that they're doing something wrong and that they're wasting their time all the time. And songs like this actually remind people that they actually are useless people and that where do you come from? Go back to wherever you came from.
Yeah,
That kind of feeling it gives.
actually the chorus actually surprised me a bit too. Look at all the lonely people. As if literally he's looking down on them.
Yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
Beatles is looking down on them. So that surprised me, but I took it in a different way. But Max, being a youngster, he has his own take on it, an honest take, and he feels that's look at all the lonely people. Literally, like you're pitying them. Literally.
Where do they all come from?
Where do they all come from? As if they are a burden on this
Yeah,
planet.
that's what I'm saying. Well, the song is fun, but this
What?
song.
I will deduct a point. Let's deduct a point. So it's literally now 2-0.
Oh, no, 2-1, please,
2-0.
2-1.
Yellow card.
It's 2-1.
It is a yellow card.
It's 2-1, people. Let's
Okay.
remember that.
Fine, we'll
It's
keep
not
it.
2-2, it's 2-1.
We'll keep it.
It's kind of unfortunate actually, to be fair. We've actually reacted to most of the best songs of Elvis. We're now left with,
I think these are
the
better.
little lesser known songs of Elvis.
Okay.
But Beatles, it's the best. This is
It's the
literally the
best,
best we've
yeah.
been requested
Yeah,
to listen
yeah,
to.
yeah.
So if this is the best, definitely we need to deduct a
Yellow card.
point. Because as a counselor, definitely when I heard that, and it also sounded like look at all the lonely people. It's as if he's looking down at them. Which is a shame, if you're looking down at lonely people, having pity on them, is it actually solving the problem? I don't think so. It's actually causing a bigger problem. Because you're differentiating, you're discriminating against lonely people. So you really don't want to spend time with them. Max in many ways hit the nail on the head with his take on this.
Well, it's not the job of the Beatles to look after them or solve any of
It's
those
not my
problems.
job either.
Yeah.
It's not my job to look after every Eleanor Rigby. Today I am an Eleanor Rigby myself.
Exactly. That's
in
what
many
they're
more
saying.
ways than one, I am an Eleanor Rigby. I go about my whole day in my own
A
time,
Father Mackenzie.
in my own way. Yes, I have you guys around, but if tomorrow y'all don't have me or I don't have y'all, I am Eleanor Rigby too. So does that mean I'm going to mope about it? Actually they said the father went about his work,
Yeah.
Even the funeral
Yeah,
mass of
yeah.
Eleanor Rigby he did, and he also buried her.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing wrong in it, but look at all the lonely people. I wonder what was the take on it at that time. The Beatles were so big that everybody conveniently ignored words like this in their song. But today, when you look back, wow, it is actually surprising that look at all the lonely people. Where do they all come from? That's even worse, that question mark. Where do they all come from? Like, why are they here?
They are talking about the irony of society. What happened?
I know it's our
How is this
society,
happening?
but
How is this
but if
happening?
we're talking lonely people, and maybe the demographic could be lonely people for this song, they are going to feel more lonely.
The
after
lonely
this.
The
people
fact
are
is,
right.
it's a great song. It's really important to talk about such issues openly.
Yeah.
Whether you're completely for it, against it, no, on the fence, doesn't matter. But loneliness is a really, really big issue. People are dying from it every single minute of the day around the world. So it's important to make songs about it. It's important to talk about it. and who best than the Beatles to possibly write a song like that. So it's opened up a can of worms maybe because of where do they all come from. But in today's world, we all know where they all come from.
It's
They
us.
come, it's all of us. Each of us feels this way, like Eleanor Rigby or Father Mackenzie at some time or the other in our lives. And sometimes for more days than one. We feel that way for a long period of time. Great song. I mean, I love the use of the violin in this. I really am surprised Beatles use the violin. The Beatles use the violin so well. I wonder who played it. It was played beautifully and it was done well. For me, the violin makes all the difference with these two songs of the Beatles.
Well, but unfortunately for Beatles, Eleanor Rigby has costed them a
point.
So it's 2-1.
On the Elvis versus Beatles fest. So it's 2-1.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 2-1, not
Right.
2-0.
Yeah.
2-1, no points for this one. So let's keep it fair. I'm sure Elvis will do something to.
There will be a goof up.
There will be a goof up. Knowing Elvis, the way he lived his life, I'm sure he
We
did.
may stumble
Yeah,
upon a
we'll
song.
stumble upon a song that.
That's okay.
Yeah, either ways, that's it for this one. Do join us for the rest of the Elvis versus Beatles Fest. I hope all these songs go online and you can watch these honest single take, unscripted reactions in its entirety. Take every word that we say with a pinch of salt or take it seriously. That's your choice. But we don't script it like everyone else seems to be doing and has been doing in today's world. We don't script things. Yeah, that's it for this one.